Hi
guys, and welcome back to our channel. We've been gone.
I know.
We've been gone so long.
When was the last time we uploaded a video? So this is hopefully going to go up Monday at 5 PM. And then I think not the Wednesday before, but the Wednesday before that.
Whoa.
So 11 days or 12 days or something?
Wow.
Well, more than.
So
crazy.
It was unexpected as well, our departure. So so we've come back on to do a bit of a story time, where we've been, what the heck happened, because you guys know we don't take time off lightly. We took time off over Christmas, which was very much like planned and prepped, you guys know. But even like literally like the day after we had Amber, we were vlogging. Like, vlogging does not stop unless I feel like something, not even serious, but like, I couldn't vlog, guys. It was bad. So, if you follow me on Instagram, you will have already, oh, you've just got a cup of tea. I mustn't forget to drink my tea now as I chat.
No, but it's very hot at the moment, probably too hot
for
you.
I've got a
so it's quite good.
Mouth.
You can give yourself a good talk of 10 minutes. I said to Carys at the time, I'm just going to sit back and enjoy this convo.
Just enjoy your cup of tea, boo.
Yeah, I'll just be sitting here sipping. I hope my rest face doesn't turn up too much, because my rest face is a bit like...
Your resting face, not a rest face.
Resting
Your
face.
Resting beep face. Okay.
I'm sleeping.
Amber's gone down for a nap, so we thought we'd take this opportunity to sit down and do a bit of a story time. So yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, you probably would have already known, but long story short, I had, well, we think, pretty sure, I had salmonella food poisoning. Intense. Now, we didn't know this at the beginning, but it ended up being quite an intense sickness period of time. And it was potentially one of the hardest weeks of my life. I don't think it was one of the hardest weeks of your life, even though obviously because of everything going on, it was very hard. It probably wasn't one of the hardest.
It's probably just been the illest you've
It's just the illest I've ever been.
Even though you have ended up in hospital before from similar things, this just seemed to go on.
I almost felt
forever.
worse. Yeah, it was almost worse at this time round. It was really, really strange. So yeah, so basically me and my friend had a meal, and after that I was quite unwell, and so was she. Now, when it first started, I didn't even think about salmonella food poisoning. I just thought, you know, this is like a virus, I'm coming down. I lost my appetite. I was very tired, wasn't I? Like, I went to bed at 6 o'clock on like the first night when I was like, something's wrong. I went to bed at 6 o'clock, which is so unlike me. So guys, I've left the camera downstairs and I haven't even got the energy to go and get it from downstairs. And my hands are shaking, so let me just hold it with my other hand too. It feels so awful. I don't know what's wrong with me. Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I was on my period, I would definitely be thinking I was pregnant. I actually took a pregnancy test yesterday. But I've just come on my period, so I think it might be a coincidence as well that it's the period, because this is like, I've had much worse periods since having Amber. But like, this is a whole nother level. This just feels like a stomach bug or something. I feel like I'm gonna throw up all the time. And my like muscles are just really weak. Like, every time I'm going like up and down the stairs, like I feel like I'm gonna fall over. I'm not sure what's wrong with me, but I just put Amber down for a nap, and James is cleaning away, bless him. And yeah, I'm gonna have a nap now, and hopefully I'll feel a bit better later. And I just felt exhausted. I'd lost my appetite, not like me.
Honestly,
and I was like,
so bizarre.
Not like me at all.
I was like eating really nice foods in front of you, and you're like, I'm good.
I was like, I'm okay. I didn't really feel unwell. I was just like, nah, I'm not bothered about food. Should have been a red sign. Red flag. So yeah, then...
so how long after
the days went on?
So you had this meeting
with your friend
on
Friday.
And then it was...
On the Sunday, towards the evening, I was like, I just feel like I need an early night. Anyway, slept for like 12 hours that night, because Amber woke up at 6. I went to bed at 6. And things just gradually got worse from then. I felt very like kind of like I was getting cold and flu symptoms-y, like was testing for COVID, it wasn't that. Then I started to feel very nauseous, still had like no appetite, hadn't eaten anything. Then like the nausea and sickness started to kind of kick in, and my body just decided that it wanted to get everything out of my body that needed to come out. So we had...
Not in a sickness way.
No,
not
so...
in an up way, but in a down way.
In a down way.
There's a lot of TMI in this video.
Well, it's not even TMI, because, you know, I'm not even going to go and say all the words, because then I just know people will be like... But, yeah, when I say, like, I can't hold anything down, there was never actually any vomiting. I never know whether that's because, for me, I know I've spoken about this before, but I have, like, a phobia of being sick. I never really call it the actual word, emetophobia, because I never want to... I don't know when things cross the line and become an actual phobia, and I don't really want to put other people down that you know, I don't know, but I've had it my whole life, and I think it's a
because you used to like if I was being sick, you used to like have to leave the house.
Yeah.
But so, now it's kind of...
It's definitely gotten better, and that's with the help of James, because James is like the most chilled person being sick. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go and be sick, or like if I'm sick, he's like, come on.
I'm the opposite to you. The second I feel ill, whether it's a migraine or like minor food poisoning or anything, even like cold, I am being sick, and you like won't be sick ever. Ever,
like unless I like just no. I will literally like sit there and like hold it down for like the whole night, when I could just be sick once and it would probably be fine. I just won't. So anyway, there was no sickness, because I feel like my body just doesn't do that. So anyway, it all came out the other end. So my body just like ejected everything that was possibly in my system. I was like, oh, this is a bit strange. Like maybe this is just a sickness bug, or I've got some food poisoning or something. And this was by like day 3. I still hadn't eaten anything. 3 days of no eating. I was like, this is crazy. And at this point, I thought I had something called neurovirus, which is like a sickness bug that goes around at this time of year. And it's kind of like you get it for 2 days, 48 hours usually. You know, you're very sick, diarrhea, vomiting, whatever. Your body gets rid of it, and that's all great. So I was like, okay, this is fine. I've got neurovirus. This will be over, I think, within like, you know, I've already been sick for 2 days. This is going to go really soon. But no, it just kept going. And I think what became really hard about it was the not eating. So like, obviously I've never gone, you know, the longest I've probably not eaten is 48 hours when I had food poisoning in Bali about 6 years ago. It's not something that as a human you're used to doing, not eating. So not only are you really unwell, so I had really bad fever, I had a temperature, I had stomach cramps, which was so severe. I was shaking, I was like shivering, and then I was sweating. And I was sleeping a lot during this time, and like I was kind of like napping in for the morning, and then also like napping in the day. And you know, this is when I just feel like, obviously, I just couldn't have done it without James, because you know, did everything. You cooked for me, you tried to offer me food, which didn't go well. You know, you looked after Amber.
But it's crazy, we were saying, like, how would a single parent cope, or a parent where the husband or wife had to go off to work, and didn't have that kind of friends and family support, because really hard. You just wouldn't be able to cope, would you? Like, being that seriously ill and looking after any child, you know, including a young baby. Crazy. So with your eating, how long was it between you eating?
Sunday.
So you had your last meal Sunday, lunchtime, didn't you?
6 days I went without food.
And then you didn't really properly eat until when? Like Saturday, literally, isn't it?
Yeah, 6
Crazy.
days.
I think you had like some bread and butter on a couple of the days.
And any time I ate, it just came out, didn't it? Like, big time. Anytime I was already having regular cramps and extraction of, you know, water. It was basically like I couldn't keep water down, I couldn't keep anything down. And I think the thing that I found the hardest was, even when I had COVID and I was really unwell, and Amber had COVID, and I was looking after James, who had even worse COVID than me, I felt like I could do it. I felt like I could push through. But this literally knocked me down. Like I could not face even holding my baby. Like I felt awful, and like I was still breastfeeding her as much as I could. But obviously James was looking after her all the time. Basically the only time that I saw Amber was to feed her. to feed her and then put her down, and like James would put her down for me, and it was like I felt so much mum guilt, but also at the same time I was so unwell. I didn't even have the mental capacity to feel guilty, to feel upset. And then randomly, you know, when I got a peak of a bit of energy, I remember when I came downstairs and I was really upset that I couldn't, and you know, I was having a little bit of a cry, yeah, I missed her, and I missed being her mum, and I missed caring for her, and it felt just horrible. And yeah, when I had COVID, for some reason I could do it. I could, you know,
this must have just been a worse illness.
It was. I mean, it went on for a long period of time for it to be as like an intense sickness. Like when you think about like having food poisoning or whatever, you kind of, it's awful, but it's only for 48 hours. Whereas this went on for like 6 days of like no eating. And by obviously day 4, day 5, day 6, my skin was like so dry because I was dehydrated. Even if I drank like a little bit more than a sip of water at a time, my stomach would just go into absolute manic mode and just, you know, explode everywhere. Like even now, like all my knuckles are like really dry, and like my lips are so chapped, and my hair started falling out. Like yesterday was the first day that I had a proper shower and actually washed my hair, and the amount of hair that came out was really upsetting actually. And you just think that's your body literally sort of not giving up, but
I think it's the opposite. It's your body putting everything into fighting this illness, and I think that's what's you've got to just to spin a positive on it. Your body is so amazing that it's kind of like screw your hair, screw your skin. We need to get rid of this virus. So I'm not going to send vitamins and minerals to your hair and to your skin. True. And so it's working so hard on getting rid of the illness and the bug and that it's kind of anything. But that's how you know that you're seriously ill, because your body's just fully concentrating on this kind of sorting this out. Yeah,
that is honestly so true. And I feel like when you get like ill like that, you just realise how amazing your body is. Like I hadn't eaten for 6 days, had barely drank, and my body was like producing milk for my baby. Like it's mad. Like your body is just incredible. But I didn't feel incredible at the time.
So when did you? So you thought it was neurovirus early on because you started to get really sick on Monday, and then we still thought like come Wednesday, Thursday, we were still like this must just be extended neurovirus.
Yeah.
Then your parents obviously checked in on you and stuff, being doctors. And then my mum texted being like, I've done some research. Do you think it could be salmonella poisoning?
And my mum had mentioned that a few times to me, and I'd sort of been not ignoring her, but like I think she was like saying it, she didn't want to scare me, because obviously with something like salmonella food poisoning, it can go away on its own, which obviously for me thankfully it has, but it can obviously be a lot more severe. And I think my parents had known a few cases where it had been more severe. So with salmonella food poisoning, I think it gets into your blood and it can go to your organs, and it can really kind of be quite severe.
So we're filming this on a Sunday, and if you still had symptoms tomorrow, we were obviously going to contact your GP to have samples taken to kind of really check on that. It's one of those things, like the symptoms, like diarrhea, nausea, fatigue, there's so many things it could be. That's why we were convinced it was neurovirus, because everyone seems to at the moment have neurovirus.
Yeah, a lot of people have this sickness bug at this time of year.
Is it norovirus?
Yeah, I say neuro, it's noro.
And is it do you just have
salmonella?
Is it just salmonella, or do you have salmonella poisoning, or do you have
salmonella food poisoning? I don't know.
Because you can get salmonella poisoning or salmonella just from like touching things. It doesn't have to be from
I see, yeah. Anyway. So we you know, you're never 100% with these things, but given all of the evidence and the fact that it was me and my friend who ate a meal, we both had it, we were both really unwell, it just made sense.
The timescale like you and it's crazy.
It all added up, didn't it, perfectly? So, we're pretty sure it's that. There's a couple of other things it could be.
You've suffered with colitis.
Yeah.
Is colitis? A couple of times you were hospitalised for that in the past, and that can often be reoccurring. So it could have been that.
No,
because just with this friend.
Yeah, my friend had it as well.
Not to have been food poisoning.
It was definitely food. Yeah, it was definitely that. But so that was basically a little bit of our update without going into too much detail. It was just very yeah, it was just the illest I've ever been. I didn't even know how or when I was going to get better. But it was, in the end, it ended up being quite a quick recovery. So like it was like really bad, and then like got really well within the last 24 hours.
Yesterday you were kind of still
Getting
quite fatigued, but didn't have too many cramps.
I was really slow.
And then like today you've just woken up
fine,
like normal.
I'm so...
You still got to force yourself to take it slower though, otherwise you're just going to kind of massively now.
Yeah, I mean, like having not eaten for 6 days, I feel like my body's just not used to that. Like I eat a lot, and so I feel like I'm gonna be like fatigued for a while until I refuel all that food back in me. But yeah, even like picking up Amber, like throwing her about and stuff, I'm like, I'm out of breath.
Yeah. No gym
but,
workouts for probably this week
no.
still.
Yeah, it was just, I missed being a mum so much. Like, I just hated it.
So what do you think was the hardest part? Was it, like what upset you most when you were ill? Was it the diarrhea? Was it the just like, being so tired? Was it just not seeing Amber? Was it or was it just all of it was just sucky? It was all obviously sucky, wasn't it?
Probably feeling like I think when I was like at my worst, I think just like I couldn't even like comprehend like even sort of playing with her, or like I remember when I was feeding her and like I feel like I hadn't been with her all day because she was with you, and like she was feeding and like she looked up at me and she was like smiling, and I felt like I couldn't even like smile back at her. Like I was so tired and I was so drained, and I just like was just like staring at her like just like almost waiting for her to finish so I could just go back to sleep. And yeah, I found that really hard.
How come you decided to keep breastfeeding rather than just do formula for the week, or you just still wanted to keep that up?
Yeah, like I think I didn't want to like lose my milk supply. Like obviously I've wanted to keep breastfeeding now, up until a year, and like I was kind of nervous that if I'd have stopped I would have lost that establishment and that supply.
We definitely decreased it and kind of
massively.
Did a lot more, because she's now obviously eating a lot of solid food.
Yeah.
So there's naturally you're breastfeeding quite a bit less.
And she's reduced it really herself, hasn't she? Since she's gone on to solids recently. I feel like this came at a really good time, just when she was like
really
had dropped quite a few feeds, and if I was still feeding every 2 hours on the dot sort of thing, I just wouldn't have been able to do that. So there may have been different options, and that's the thing. Like I think if it comes to it again, or if it comes to it another baby in the future, sometimes you would have to look at different options, because especially if an illness goes on for long term, and the breastfeeding takes a lot of energy from your actual body, not even just from holding the baby, but it burns 500 calories a day, doesn't it, producing milk and breastfeeding a baby. So I don't know where that 500 calories was coming from.
Your legs are looking a lot smaller.
No! We lost the thighs! They got turned into milk.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. Like, we know she could take a bottle, so we could have gone on to formula or, alternatives, but
yeah, I love it so much. Like, I love breastfeeding her, and I didn't want it to, like, I don't know, I just wanted to keep doing it, even though it was really hard. But yeah, I knew there were options.
Such a tough week.
Thank you. I couldn't have done it without James, like I said.
I know, I couldn't.
I was like a zombie.
Do it without support. Like,
no, I know, honestly. So yeah, James has been just loning on his own with his bestie all week, Amber.
Me and Amber's been having a whale of a time.
I've been so sad. Am I missing out?
This has been the hardest week for you, and I was like, oh, I've had a great week. Obviously, been horrific seeing you. Obviously, but like, I haven't felt unwell, so I've just been out with Amber, going into Cardiff, doing some shopping.
Have a great time, they have, guys. Sending me photos.
It wasn't even like you needed looking after, because you weren't eating.
No, there was nothing to do.
Like, there was nothing. Carys was just basically lying in bed.
I was just a zombie. I was fading away.
You would sleep ages, like you said. You sleep 6 to 6. Wake up for an hour or two, and then just go back to bed. Like it was a crazy.
Because your body just doesn't have any energy, does it? And it's trying to fight this whilst also having no energy from anything. And anyway, it just makes you think it makes me anyway really just want to like nurture my body, care for my body, and like refuel my body with like all the good foods and energy, and just really look after your body. I feel like every time you get sick, you just realize how much your body's like fighting for you, and like your body just loves you so much, and it just wants you to be, you know, fighting fit and living each day. And it's weird because it's obviously obvious, like your body and you are the same person, but like everyone can be so mean to our bodies as if they are like a detached person from us. You know, we can be so abusive to them and it's kind of so negative towards them in like a self-love way as well. In a self-love way as well. Did I mean that? Yeah. Whereas like, obviously it's funny because your body's not a separate person to you, but it's just weird that your body would like never turn around and like be mean to you or like say anything to you. It's like, imagine if you like said those things, every time you said like something negative to your body just got a bit more like sad and a bit more weighed down. Like every time you were like, oh, my arms, they're so like flabby, and they were just a bit more like, oh, I'm not gonna carry things for you then. Or like, I hate my nose, that was such a common one for me. Well, I'm losing my smell. Like it's nice to look at our bodies, and when we see them in the mirror, you can't help but look at the physical side of things. But also I think it's good to remember all the things that our body does for us on a day-to-day basis. So
it's good to appreciate your body, because one day you might not have that function. No. So it's good to every day. I just listened to, it was literally just on radio too, about someone who didn't appreciate walking and then lost the ability to walk. And then you're just envious of everyone being able to walk, and like that's just, it's crazy, isn't it? We just shouldn't take that for... And they must, you know, kind of look at people who spend their whole life, you know, covering up their legs or talking about how much they hate their legs, and just think, you know, we should be so grateful for working able legs. Like it's such a luxury. We're kind of focusing on legs a bit here, aren't we? I know. Anyway. I think legs is a common one that people sort of hate. I think it's where you have cellulite or stretch marks and all of that. But anyway, we've kind of skewed off the topic a bit there. But we just wanted to come on, do a little bit of a sit down, update you on what's been going on. We're feeling good, feeling grateful. I'm wearing bright colours to jazz up my mind. We did film 2 videos before Carys got ill.
We did.
So one is going to go up on Wednesday, which is a nice long kind of back to us vlog, but that was filmed about 10 days ago now, sorry. But that's going up on Wednesday, and then we've got one going up on Sunday, which was actually filmed, kind of started to be filmed when Carys was starting to get very unwell, and we're going to film tomorrow to kind of add on to the end of. So that's going up on Sunday. So Wednesday and Sunday, I'm hopefully back to normal a bit more now.
I remember filming that when I first started getting ill, and I thought it was because I was on my period, because I was on my period. So that's what made the whole process even more fun, was that like 5 days out of the week that I was, you know, horrendously unwell, I was also on my period. So that was just
bad timing, isn't it?
Really bad timing. Like a period on its own is just enough to get you on the sofa feeling, let alone with salmonella food poisoning on top. It was just a barrel of laugh, guys. I won't forget it, that's for sure. The food poisoning in Bali can just, you know, that's easy peasy.
That was a 24-hour thing, wasn't it?
Oh, easy peasy lemon. I'll do that again.
Lemon squeezy was literally lemon and lime cheesecake. Well, it wasn't, but that was the last thing you ate before it came on. Can't eat cheesecake since, have you?
Luckily there was nothing this time that like, I don't, you know.
You don't link it to anything, which is good.
No, I haven't linked this to any sort of food. It hasn't put me off anything. Don't worry, guys. I'm back on the food now. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. We hope you enjoyed. We'll see you very soon.
Wednesday.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Mwah. Love you. Bye.